right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Oscar and Tyler. We have got another great interview. This time we got my main man, the main guy of the channel. You've known him. You've liked him. I'm not sure if you love him because he likes Washington. But you've loved him when he likes Real Madrid. And he's guest hosted a couple times on the show. And he's been on the show for an interview. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Oscar Montiel. What up, my man?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Just waiting for tomorrow to come and see what happens. Hopefully,
what time is the game?
1:20. Yeah, it's like at
1:20. All right, great.
1 o'clock your time, something like that.
All right, cool. And I've got, as you can see, his Yankee loving ass. He should be a Dodger fan, but that's okay. We forgive when it's the Yankees sometimes. Although they're missing good players like Derek Jeter and A-Rod, but that's okay. They left because they were tired of the Yankees. I'd be too. We got my main man. You just saw him for the Raiders Week interview with my man, MD Pearson. Mr. Tyler, the horrible Raiders fan. Gillett, what up, Tyler? What up, man?
What up, man? It's nice to be on here and talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Bragging rights does belong to him, Jason, because last time I checked, the
Jason knows.
The Cowboys.
He's not even going to talk about that. So.
Oscar did jump the ship. I have it in my notes to congratulate you and all the Raiders fans. I'm not a sore loser. You guys won that game, and you won it fair and square. Although your defense, let us catch up. You guys had us down by 2 scores. And obviously you went off the rails like Tyler does. So congratulations to the Raiders. I will not say their city name because I will throw up and I don't want to be sick during this interview. But congratulations to the Raiders for beating the Cowboys 36-33. And congratulations to Mama Cowboys for beating the Saints 27-17. Although I give them maybe a 2.5 out of 3 for beating the Saints. They're not a very good team. They've now lost 5 in a row. Sean Payton, you got some work to do.
Out of 3?
Or 2. No, I said 2.5, 3. Just.
Oh,
I don't put the score in that high. Yeah, I might have said out of 3, but
they were supposed to win that game. So that's the part.
We were supposed to win that game. That's why I scored them a little less because, I mean, come on, you're going against Taysom Hill, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, this interview right now is going to be, we're going to discuss the Cowboys at Saints later on. But for now, we're going to discuss the Washington at Raiders. They'll be here in Las Vegas tomorrow for that 1:20 game. I will be watching. Oscar, if you want to do a FaceTime, calm down. But I will be watching. And we're going to discuss this whole thing. But I do want to go over some things, gentlemen, before I let y'all run your mouths about which team's going to win. I think the Raiders will win. But we've got some Raiders players, Deshaun Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow. Those are some guys I'm looking forward to seeing tomorrow just because, of course they did some nice dirty work against Dallas. You saw what they were able to do to Dallas. And, once we gave them the small field, they were, Raiders just ran with it. Now, an injury report for both teams. Darren Waller is out. My money is he's not going to be playing. For Washington, J.D. McKissick is out. He has a concussion. And these stats have been brought to you by the channel called Real Talk with Oscar Josue Montiel, by the way, and the other channel named Ed Oliver. They have brought in Wendell Smallwood to fill in that position or whatever you call it. Landon Collins has a leg injury, so he's out. And Tyler Lorison may or may not be back. Benjamin St. Juste is out for the season. Some notes that I took from Oscar's analysis, and I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but I just thought you nailed it this week, Oscar, and you normally don't nail it. I'm just kidding. You said that Tyler Heineke should keep doing what he does. Don't give the ball away. Take long drives, and the O-line should keep doing some run blocking and protecting the QB. Now, Ed Oliver says that the Washington football team has their identity, and he says that identity is running the ball, making the Raiders tired, making any team tired. He said that's the case. Now, some stats for you gentlemen, and I'm going to have you comment on all of this. The Raiders are ranked 25th in rushing yards allowed. They've given up 125.9 rushing yards per game. They cannot run the ball according to Ed Oliver, and according to the stats, they are ranked 27th in rushing, 89.1 yards per game. The Raiders rank second in penalties. Washington ranks 26th. So, Tyler, your team is not very disciplined, and neither is Dallas. Dallas ranks first with 91. Now, of course, some of those were unjustified in the last game against the Raiders. Now, Washington ranks ninth in rushing yards per game and fourth in opponent rush yards per game. Now, the Raiders are also ranked 28th in red zone defense. So, gentlemen, I wanted to get those stats out of the way to show, A, so I do research, but B, this game is not really a, hey, you know what? It's so easy. Raiders are going to be Washington. It's so easy. Washington is going to be Raiders. Even though the Raiders lost against the Chiefs, they still kind of, they were still in the game. It's not like the Chiefs just, came in and it was just, hey, we had some non-moving targets. No, they still played. Oscar, I'm going to go to you first. This Raiders team, as you have said on your channel, is not a team you can sleep on. Now, with J.D. McKissick out, with St. Juste out, Lorison might be back. With those injuries that you've listed on your channel, what do you think the Washington football team needs to do? And if you want, you can repeat your preview if you want, but what do they need to do to win this game against the Raiders?
I mean, I just hope that the offensive line, something that I've, that I've heard, that I've said on Ed Oliver's channel and what other Washington fans is how they like the offensive line. So the offensive line needs to continue. They've been able to adapt. Tyler Lyerson went down. Their main center, Chase Roulier, even Wes Schweitzer, who isn't even their center. He's basically their right. I think he's either left guard. He's the left guard who basically stepped into the center position, but he got hurt. So the offensive line still, for all the injuries that they've been getting, they've been able to adapt nicely, just plugging and chugging along. The run game needs to continue the way it's been going, give it to Antonio Gibson, toss it to Antonio Gibson. I don't know what it's going to look like with Wendell Smallwood, just because he was just brought off the practice squad and brought in just this week. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he hasn't even played a game in 2 or 3 years, I believe. So we're going to have to wait and see how he looks and how he fits into Scott Turner and Ron Rivera's offense.
Now, you kind of were saying that, you got to feed Taylor Heineke needs to feed his receivers. He's got to feed Antonio Gibson. What can Washington not do? What should they not do? Because the Raiders, once you give the Raiders a chance, they're dangerous. So
don't fumble the football.
Okay.
Don't fumble the football, because Antonio Gibson, he's had a solid few games, but the problem that he has had this season, all season long, is that he fumbles the football. I think it was against the Panthers when they were in the red zone and he literally got hit, the ball popped out, ball went to the Panthers. So that's something that they got to take care of the ball. No fumbles, no interceptions. With Taylor Heineke has been okay, has been decent enough the last couple of weeks of not doing, but that's the one thing that Antonio Gibson cannot cough up the football. DeAndre Carter cannot cough up the football because DeAndre Carter doesn't have that habit sometimes. So yeah, those are basically the main guys that have fumbled in the past.
Tyler, let me get your response to that. What's your response to him saying, "Don't fumble the football"? Of course, they gotta feed Antonio Gibson. How respond to Oscar there on how the Raiders should play?
Well, You already spoke the stats. You see, as much as we need our, run game on the offense, we need it even more on the defense. We need to really stop that. And, with Washington, the way they're formatted right now, we know that they're going to pound the ball, definitely going to pound the ball, with such a horrible run defense this season. And I would say, with Max Crosby, I love Max Crosby. I need to see like a huge game out of him. Hopefully I could, if we could win that turnover game, then, we're going to have nothing but a lead the whole time. So I would definitely say the defense is going to play a big part in tomorrow's game. I would say, if we could force a turnover by somebody, then, the momentum will definitely be in our favor. We already got the home field advantage. So I don't see there's any reason that we lose this game.
I mean, Oscar, who's likely to turn the ball over?
That's a tough question.
Because you like he said, Dallas had more than 5 turnovers, and actually 4 of them were due to, oh my God, I lost my stats in my head. But 4 of them were due to one player. So once you give the Raiders a turnover, from what I've seen,
here's the
good
thing
night.
that I like. This is what I like about Washington. Is they spread and they change their players in and out. Like, more and more this season, because of Antonio Gibson's fumbling problem, we don't rely on him every single down. He's not a 3 down back. We sub in, like, we can put him in one play, then we can put in Jarrett Patterson another play. In this case, it would be Wendell Smallwood. And another play we could put in Wendell Smallwood or whoever else. Dallas, from what I noticed, is that because of their injuries and because of their COVID situation, which we can discuss at another time, they were limited with their players because they could basically spread. They would have had the chance to spread the ball around. You know, use the 1-2 punch in Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. So.
Well, right now, I mean, Pollard's looking a little better. He had that 58-yard TD. The Dallas Cowboys had 146 yards in total. 33 of them were a screen play. They called it a run play. It looked like more of a pass. But right now, with that injury, Cowboys, they're letting Ezekiel Elliott play more, and I don't think they should. I think they should. I love Elliott. MD raved about him.
He's not the same though.
That's exactly where I'm getting to. He's got that knee injury, and the Cowboys, I think, are letting down the team by saying, "Oh, he's good. I think Shannon Sharp said it, where Jerry and Steven, they paid all that money to him, and they want to see him play. That's fine, gentlemen. But what I think right now, what you're risking is you get further and further and further into the season, deep December, early January, and he's out for a certain period of time. Knock on wood, hopefully that's not the case. But look, and I love Tony Pollard. I think he's doing great. But once you do, if you can get Ezekiel Elliott, I would sit him down a couple games. I would sit him down against Washington. I honestly would, because I think with Amari Cooper, with Dalton Schultz, with all the other guys, and Tony Pollard and Dak and Diggs and Kennedy and Brown, all those guys, I think they've got it. One guy who I saw during the Dallas game that really was balling out, and, Tyler, it's Josh Jacobs. In the interview that we did with MD, he said that he wanted to see him utilized more. I thought they really utilized him in that game. What do you think?
I think that they did. They finally, gave him enough downs to where he was actually able to show that he can get to the second level. Because Josh Jacobs is real good when he gets the chance. So if we can continue to get that run game, we have the weapons. We're gonna be missing Darren Waller this week, so that's gonna have weapon. A lot of eyes other places. But we still, hopefully D-Jack does play. It looks like he will. And Hunter Renfrow is the real deal right now. He's going for I would say he's gonna go for another at least 100-yard game. He's just a real tricky player, but as far as Josh Jacobs, it's great to see him, get the chance to show his talent, because if we feed him the ball, he's gonna perform. We just have to get him the ball.
Oscar, how do you prevent Josh Jacobs? Let's say the Raiders feed him the ball, he starts going. How does Washington stop him? Because once Josh Jacob goes, Josh Jacob can go.
with their front seven. Their front seven has been their brightest spot in the defense. Period. They have Jonathan Allen, who, in my mind, should be in the a Pro Bowl candidate. They have Deron Payne, um, Jamin Davis, who is finally starting to grow on me. Shaka Tony, who is coming to his own now. You might want to say we don't have Chase Young, we don't have Montez Sweat. We haven't needed them just yet. So if we can, as long as the guys that are available, John Allen, Deron Payne, Matt Ioannidis, those guys, they can contain Josh Jacobs. The front seven needs to continue to be the bright spot on that defense.
And gentlemen, don't be afraid to cut in. I don't have to ask all the questions, but
no, I
Tyler,
feel you, but no, with that, it's great. But once you stop, if you're focused on Josh Jacobs, then we already have other options as well. D-Jack, he's already shown at 35 years old that he could really go out there and show that afterburner that he showed against the Cowboys. Like I said, you already know what Hunter Renfrow is doing. Brian Edwards has, such great body control and is just like, he's an athlete. So we have weapons. So, I think it will go well for us. And I do see Josh Jacobs, having a good game as well.
But are those weapons strong enough to take on Washington? And I'm not asking to be mean. I want to ask both of you this question. But Tyler, are those weapons without Darren Waller? Are they? I mean, they proved it against Dallas, but against a Washington team that seems to have woken up for some reason. Because when I interviewed Oscar, it was I think September, October, and Washington was not great. It was awful. But are your weapons strong enough to take on Washington?
No, yeah. Well, first of all, I can't say because I was watching the last Washington game, and their defense was looking solid there towards the end of the game. If I'm not mistaken, they caught the interception to seal the game in the end zone, right? That's what happened last? Yeah. So they looked hungry, And first, I love Tyler Heinicke. That guy, he plays with his heart on his shoulder, so he plays like he has nothing to lose. That's always a really good thing to see. But our weapons, I would say we definitely have it. These guys, if they go out there and perform, I don't know why they always underperform when they get in Allegiant Stadium. But if they can get out there and play like if we can have Hunter Renfrow perform and D-Jack perform like they did against the Cowboys, I don't see why, Washington would be able to stop that. I think it'd be too much. I say, I don't have a blowout or anything like that. I still think it would be a close game, but I definitely see us, coming on top. We definitely have enough weapons to do that.
Deshaun Jackson does want to get redemption on his former team. Granted, he left like six. I think it was like 5-6 years ago. But
yeah, at least
he wants redemption on because the ownership and the front office basically back then really sucked, and I guess like he wasn't happy there. So I think he was happy to get up and get out. So I guarantee that he's going to want redemption for that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And he's hungry right now. He's not just trying to collect the check right now. He's trying to make, statements. He's trying to put up yards and not just, just be a part of an NFL team. He's trying to make an impact.
Yeah, exactly. And you know who else? Jack Del Rio, as Oscar actually said on his channel. Ed Oliver also said on his channel. I think it was Ed Oliver or you, Oscar, but I'm pretty sure it was both of you. You mentioned that Jack Del Rio is also looking for some revenge.
Oh, yeah.
So
he definitely is. Just on that press
conference, the Raiders got rid of him to bring in John Gruden. We all saw how that turned out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
yeah. So Oscar, he said that, Raiders are going to be too much. You're not going to be able to stop them, and it might not be a blowout, but it's going to be a close game. Do you think that's going to be possible, where you're not going to be able to stop the Raiders?
So here's the one thing that I'm hesitant on is that secondary, because right when our cornerbacks and our safeties are actually starting to play well, they kind of stinked it up at the end of the Seahawks game, because it really shouldn't have been that close. The defense looked soft, so The secondary is what concerns me the most because the Raiders do have fast wide receivers. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I said that I think it's going to be a close game. As I stated in my prediction video, I think it's going to be like maybe a 3-point game. Maybe 27-24 is a bit of a stretch, but I think it's going to be that close where it's going to be a field goal difference.
And you said that what might happen is they might tie at 24, and then the Raiders are going to score. They're going to get in field goal range, and they're going to score a field goal in Washington. It's just going to be stuck there.
Yeah, because the Raiders do have John Abram, who I think is like what their top safety. So like, and he comes away with big plays when it matters. So that's one guy that I have my eye on. Unfortunately, I don't know any of the other corners on the Raiders team because the last one that I did know got released. But aside from that, I don't know any other corners or any of the secondary guys. I do know some of the front seven guys, but not much of the.
Right, and for both of you guys, I know that I watch called the Raiders Network. I will not say the city in which they are based because unfortunately they're here.
Jason, but you live there.
I know.
You live in a city of disappointments.
Oscar, I know your team is a disappointment, but you don't need to say that out loud. So anyway, Oscar, and if the Raiders beat you tomorrow, Oscar, like I've got my money on that. Oscar, you know me, I'm gonna do a special video just for you, Oscar. So you better hope that Washington pulls something out of their asses, because I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna have Tyler humiliate you as well on that video. So,
hey, as long as the teams that play tomorrow that are in playoff contention lose, and Washington keeps that 7 seed, and they should be staying in the playoffs, I'm good.
I'm with you on that too. I need some people in the AFC to go ahead and lose for me tomorrow also.
All right, well, before I ask you, that'll be the last question. Who's going to be losing tomorrow? Aside from Washington, unfortunately, I want Washington to beat the Raiders. But both of your guys' team, allies and cheerleaders, Michael Vick has said it. Stephen A. Smith has said it. Skip and Shannon have said it. YouTube channels on both sides of the aisle, if I can put in a little bit of politics, have said neither team can win by field goals. That's not the way you want to play. Because if you win by field goals, you give the other team enough to catch up on. It's just not enough. What is your guys' take on that? Oscar, let me start with you.
Wait, so it was a bunch of questions rolled up into one, so I don't know what your main question was.
See, that's the problem with
That's
the problem with Washington fans. They don't listen. You see my problem, Oscar?
No, it's because you went from cheerleaders to this, to that, to score to field goals. I'm like, wait, how do we get here? I'm confused.
I was saying that, God, see, Tyler, I think you are going to win, because if he can't understand the question, oh my God, Washington, y'all suck. Okay, listen, let me say it slower, Oscar. A bunch of ESPN analysts and YouTube channels on both sides of the coin, on the Raiders side, on the Washington side, they are both saying that neither team, their team cannot win by field goals because it just won't be enough. It gives the other team a chance to catch up to them and take the game. What are your thoughts on that? Oscar, did you understand that one?
Okay. No, dude, geez. you literally like went from political to like, I don't know how you. All right.
I don't know how you don't know how to listen to questions. Oh my God. All right, go.
All right. I mean, no one can win by just only kicking field goals, bro. Unless you're the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who literally only had field goals in their games, in that one game. You can't win by just kicking 3 points.
Right.
You can't. Like, they're crucial in crucial moments, but if you're just going to go and kick field goals, they're not important. But like I said, this field goal, the one that I said that, it's going to come down to, it's going to be a crucial one. Got to score touchdowns.
So if I'm not wrong, your kind of thought process is like mine. Of course, you want to score a touchdown. They're worth 6, and then the point. Your kicker needs to score, and you guys have who's your new kicker?
I don't even know his name.
Sly.
No, he's injured.
He's injured. Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. You don't do an update, Oscar. So
yeah,
you just do your preview. And you don't update that.
I stated it in my preview video.
Okay, you know what? No one listens to those. Anyway, I'm just I got to do it because it's Oscar. But, you do want to score a touchdown, and you want to be ahead by at least 1-2 scores. And, you don't want a field goal to have to decide it. It hurts, and I know it hurts. We all know we've had those games as our teams have played. Tyler, are you kind of in agreement with that? I know you got to go. So are you in agreement with his on the field goals?
On the field goals, I mean, like he said, we can't just win off the field goals, but if it comes down to it, I'm definitely taking Daniel Carlson over whoever they got over there in Washington.
Yeah, because the new kicker that they just signed only is known for kicking like 5 out. This is the stat that I actually picked up. I can't remember the dude's name at the present moment, but I think he only kicked like 8 extra points in his career and his like 5 rate. That's as far as I know.
Yeah, because when I was watching Washington play, I was wondering why they were kicking it, and I was starting to find out, like, they were going for it, like, on 4th downs. I was like, why not take the 3? But then come to find out, they don't, the guy doesn't even know how to kick a field goal, so tragic. But I'll take Daniel Carlson. He, 5 for 5 last week?
I think so.
Yeah, but at the same time, that 5 for 5, again, that goes to prove you can't win by kicking field goals, because those field goals technically wasn't enough to put away Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, well, the last one was, and it took 5 of them to get us there and actually put that 5th one for the win.
Now that 5th one came off of a DPI call, though.
Yeah, I mean,
had that DPI call not been called, I think Dallas could have had a better chance. Now,
well, Dallas could have had a better chance for if they didn't have like 20 passing interferences as well, but there's
but not all those calls were justified. And no matter what, I hope you guys have a good officiating crew tomorrow on both sides.
Absolutely.
Because I'm tired of trash garbage officials making some garbage calls. There was a call on the Saints on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, blocking in the back or something like that?
Yeah. A blindside block. And that was not a blindside block.
Horrible.
And that was a horrible call. A horrible call. And look, Dallas didn't, decline the penalty because Dallas is not going to do that. The Raiders declined, I don't know how many penalties, but they did it because it was a benefit to doing it. Problem is, I hope there's some good officials. I'm serious. I would hate to watch that game tomorrow. And it's just trash call after trash call. I don't want to see it. And that's coming from me. I don't want to see it. I want there to be a fair game. Now, you guys both want your teams in the playoffs. Now, Tyler, I'm going to come to you first. You have to go, so I don't want to upset, the girlfriend. So, or actually I will, because she likes Grace more. And so, MD and I were kind of ganging up on you a little bit, Tyler, in a couple weeks ago when you said, "Oh, we got this." It was week 11. We just passed week 13. So, your team is now 6-5. Dallas is now 8-4. Washington, what are you guys at?
5-6.
Yeah, I think 5 and 6. Yeah, because I was looking at it. If they win, then they would have like the same record as us. So,
right. So 6 and 6. So, all right, Tyler, it's week 13. I think you guys would have to win, and if you guys win this game, I think you'd be on track. But you have to win every single game. So at least
it's not an easy stretch. You guys are in the AFC West. The Chargers, the Broncos were actually surprisingly decent this year.
Right, and they're gaining ground as we speak too. So
do you? I know you see your team in the playoffs. I know you do, and I wish MD was here because I know he'd say something to tear you apart. But how far into the playoffs do you see them going? I don't see my team in the Super Bowl. I don't see any of y'all teams in the Super Bowl. Where are your guys going to be in the playoffs, and where do you want to see them?
Well, first of all, to that, MD is an Eagles fan, so he's angry at every NFL team in the league. But besides the point,
that is true.
You know, to us, you know, as a true Raiders fan, you know, I want to say that we're gonna go the whole way. I'm ready for the Super Bowl, but let's come down to reality. And honestly, I see us coming to a wild card game, and who knows who we could play. Like if we have to go face Buffalo, or you know, I would want to see the Titans. Hopefully, it could line up that we can get that wild card game against the Titans. And if we could face the Titans, I could see us coming out of the first round. But if we face another team there in, you know, the wild card round, I don't see us coming out of the wild card. I see us maybe making the wild card, and that would be the max, unless we play the Titans. Then I could see possibly we could take them. That's my take on it, though.
Do you see yourself getting the number 2 seed, number 3?
The
would say
AFC
like
West is open. That's the problem.
Yeah, I would say like the 5th seed, maybe the 6th seed. I don't.
That's not far at all, man.
Yeah,
it's not. And he did say it's open, so a little tricky there. Oscar, your team has started to pick up ground. What we're seeing in the NFL right now is all the good teams are starting to fall. So your team is catching up. They're gaining ground. You're running the ball. You're pounding. Taylor Heineke has woken up. He's making some great decisions, feeding the ball. Where is your team going in the playoffs?
Well, here's the thing. They have an outside chance because they have a gauntlet coming up after the Raiders game. They got to face Dallas twice, Eagles twice, and the Giants one more time. Now, as long as they lose at least one of those, then they should be in the playoffs. But no more. If they lose more than one, then obviously they'll be, in my opinion, they'll be out of the playoffs. But if they do make the playoffs, they gotta win in the wild card. They have to. Anything less than that, Ron Rivera failed, Jack Del Rio failed, Scott Turner failed. Because Washington, they've been making the wild card for every single time since Dan Snyder's taken over. Only once did they pass the wild card round, and that was in 2005. And then that was it. After that, they have only made it to wild card and been eliminated in the first round. So they have to, you know, pass the wild card for me to be a successful team.
Okay, so both of you say your teams are going to the wild card, possibly, or might be there. I think for me, I don't want to face the Rams. I don't want to face the Cardinals. Definitely don't want to face the Packers.
The way it's going, bro, you're going to have to face one of them.
Yeah,
we're going to have to face one of them.
To say.
And I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to face either of them, but it looks like that's going to be it. Anyway, Tyler and Oscar, give me your summary. Give me your 30-second summaries. Here's what my team's got to do to win. If they do this, they're winning. Tyler, you first. I mean, I know I've asked you a lot of questions, but give me the whole from the offense to the defense, the linebackers, everything.
All right. Well, first of all, we got to execute. Execution is always key. I would say we got to get Josh Jacobs 100% involved. Derek Carr has to be on his A game, you know, make all the smart decisions, no, you know, costly turnovers. And then on the defensive end, I say our front seven pretty much needs to keep doing what they've been doing. You know, I can't really complain about them. And then again with, you know, Jonathan Abram, he comes up with big tackles. I need him to just make some smart plays, not bite on too much. And I have us winning 24-17. I think Washington will find a way to kick at least one field goal. But I got us by a touchdown. I say it's 17-24.
Hold on. Before I let Oscar go, I don't buy it. I go with Oscar's prediction more. The fact that you guys had Dallas down by a double score, you let us catch up. I think in the video you had sent me, you said it was the defense kind of messed up there. I'm sorry. I got to go with Oscar's. Is your team now – Oscar score prediction of 27-24. By the way, is your team good on the red zone?
No, we're horrible. I can't lie about it. We've done horrible, so I can't sugarcoat it. But I understand where you're coming from. You know, we just beat you, so it's still, you know, salt to the wound to speak about. Nah, man. Like I said, we shouldn't have even opened up that game for the Cowboys, but we had a chance to put it away, and we took 3 instead of, you know, scoring a touchdown. So we got to prevent that, you know, in the red zone, and we'll take care of business.
Oscar, your summary?
Feed Antonio Gibson. Take care of the ball. Feed Terry McLaurin. Let me see. The secondary, don't give up big plays at all. And the kicker special teams unit, got to make your kicks. The only question is, how will the kicker, the new kicker that Washington got, look? If he gets a blocked kick, then I basically know that Ron Rivera is going to go for it the entire time. That's the way it is. If he gets a blocked extra point or gets a field goal blocked, then that proves that kicker is no good. No fumbling, no interceptions. Be the legend of Taylor Heineke. So, yeah, those are the keys.
Well, that's a tall order. So, both of you have given your summaries. Tyler, thank you for coming on the show. Oscar, if you want to stick around.
It was good to talk to
I'll
you guys.
stick
Hope to be on again soon, man.
Yeah, we'll talk soon, and have fun on your date. Make sure you change, and there you go.
All right, then you guys take care.
All right.
Good luck tomorrow. You're gonna need it, Oscar.
Oh, shots fired.
Peace out, man.
Fighting words. Oh, those are fighting words. Shots fired. All right. Oscar, I'd like to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Make sure you stick on after I end this.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. And thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
What's up, everyone? I hope you like that. Oscar and Tyler. Yeah, there's some crazy dudes. Well, the Washington and Raiders game is today. I posted the interview kind of late, just kind of up editing. But anyway, if you like this video, check out some other ones that I got on the channel. There's some pretty great ones, including with these two dudes. And make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and press that post notification bell. So you never miss another one of these videos. See you soon.